beautiful people, and welcome to the second week of Christians in July. Sorry that this was a few days late, but oh god, I still wanted to talk about this so badly, despite all the personal stuff I had to do, and all the life stuff, and other job commitments. Either way, today we're going to be talking about Scamilton. That's right. The infamous illegal production of Hamilton that somehow had Jesus connected to it. So, first of all, a little background. What exactly was Scamilton? Well, Scamilton was simply a production of Hamilton. It was put on by the Door Christian Fellowship Church in good old Texas. And with it being a church production, they obviously had to remove the swear words, but we'll get into like some of the stuff they cut out in a bit. The point is, they should not have done a production of Hamilton for multiple reasons, outside of it not really being the best thing to put on at a church, but they were legally not allowed to do the show. You see, in order for many community theaters and high school theaters to put on various different shows, they have to license them out through various musical licensing websites. They did not do that with Hamilton because the rights weren't available to put on the show. So rather than just trying to find a show that's church appropriate and try to find a show they can get the rights to, they just did Hamilton anyway and just censored the crap out of it. And what made this just basic copyright infringement was the fact that they used pretty much the exact same costumes that they used on Broadway, most of the same songs, all the same characters and names, and they also changed stuff to the show that they weren't allowed to do because they didn't get the permission to do so. And all of this combined came together to make what is ultimately an absolute mess of a production. Now, getting into the show itself, some of the more horrible aspects of the production that really stuck out to me was during You'll Be Back, where King George obviously forgot his line, along with, say, the absolute horrible performances of many of the cast members. Now, community theater, church productions, they're they have bad performances all the freaking time. It's nothing special. But I think what makes Scamilton in particular special is that almost none of the performers in this show are talented in the slightest, and they genuinely think that they're eating at this moment. But like also they streamed the entire show, which is also very illegal to do. It is illegal to stream the entire production of a show that you put on. And I feel like that is also what played into a huge factor on why this show is so infamous because it was put online for everyone to see. If they just kept the show local and not filmed it at all, they probably would have been fine and no one would be making fun of them. But because they felt the need to film it and put it on the internet, God, everybody loved Scamilton. They had also changed major plot points, like not mentioning the fact that Aaron Burr slept with a British officer's wife, probably because they don't want to show one of your main characters committing adultery in a church play, even though they keep saying no to this, along with the context of Hamilton slept with another man's wife. And for whatever reason, they didn't kill John Lawrence, which is a pretty big plot point in the show that one of Hamilton's best friends died, so that basically means nothing. And yeah, the stuff that this show changes in terms of what is church appropriate and not Makes no sense. Like, obviously, they remove all the swear words, which is kind of cringe in itself because you can tell when it was supposed to be a swear, even if you haven't seen the original show before. Because when you try to, like, replace a swear where there was one, it always comes across as cringe. You should either just keep the swear or just not do something with swears. I mean, that's just my take. But they also made the most random changes of all, and they also just seem really contradictory. Like, not even mentioning the fact that Hamilton is having an emotional affair with Eliza, even though they show him having a physical affair with Mariah Reynolds. But oh, they cut the second half of Say No to This, where they show that George Reynolds was fine with the whole thing. Which, I mean, like, you're still actively showing the adultery part. So, does that really change the fact that it doesn't? What are you even trying to do here? What are you even trying to do? Like, are you trying to censor the adultery aspect, or are you just trying to like kind of like peruse with like, oh, because you don't actually show them kissing or making out on stage because, oh, church, we can't show kissing because that would be, they would be kissing and they're not married. But like, I don't know, actors do it all the time, it's fine. But like, what are you trying to do? That's my question. And yeah, they also cut several songs from the show, like the ones that I was able to notice from just the first three thirds was The Story of Tonight, Farmer Refuted, A Winter's Ball, The Story of Tonight Reprise, Stay Alive, Ten Dual Commandments, Dear Theodosia, half of Take a Break, and the second half of Say No to This. And those are just the ones that I was able to write down before filming this video. I mean, I guess that Story of Tonight and Story of Tonight Reprise do feature the characters drinking, and you can't show drinking in the church play because drinking's of the devil. Winter's Ball, that's about trying to hook up with a woman, but like, without having a Winter's Ball, it's kind of like a very awkward transition to Helpless. So you kind of just sitting there and be like, okay, we're doing this now. But I genuinely do not know why they cut Stay Alive and 10 Dual Commandments. Like, why did they cut those? And yeah, Dear Theodosia does kind of like allude to the fact that Aaron Burr has been sleeping with a British officer's wife, but just out of context, it is a beautiful song about these two fathers singing about how their children are going to do great things. Like, no matter what the dads did in their lives, their children should be able to do good things despite of that. It's funny because we just had that message in church the other day on how no matter what your father or your father's father or your father's father's father did before you, that shouldn't matter. So, like, is that not a good Christian lesson? Like, what are the standards here, honestly? And speaking of the good Christian morals, we need to talk about the infamous adding of Jesus to the show's narrative. That infamous clip that has gone viral of Eliza singing "That Would Be Enough," and then she randomly starts singing on how her heart is in Jesus. And if Hamilton just accepts Jesus in his soul, that would be enough. This is hilarious because 43 minutes into this production, God is not mentioned at all. And so suddenly, it's a Christian show. I mean, yeah, the people there was obviously knew that it was being performed at a church by a church, but adding a Christian message to a show that didn't have that to begin with. And like it's so tacked on and doesn't really rhyme or fit in with anything else in the song. Like, why choose that song in particular? Why do you need to rewrite the song to be about Jesus? Maybe just move on from it and don't really mention God or Jesus for like the rest of the show, or for the most part. So I just talked about absolutely nothing but negative, stupid things about this stupid production. Is there any good things about this? I mean, I guess the set was nice. I mean, they definitely did a decent job with the set. The costumes, they looked like the Broadway show, so I guess they did a good job there. And I will admit, the guy who played Burr was not bad. I mean, he's not given good material to work with due to the church's like censoring, but with what he's given, he is doing a good job and is like genuinely like the only saving grace performer out of all of these. And you can tell that like he probably does performing outside of the church because he's pretty much the only performer in this entire production who not only can sing but sounds confident in what he's doing. And the weird thing about it is that there are people in this production who sound confident in what they're doing, but they suck. Mainly Eliza. Oh God. It makes you wonder, like, why did the church even bother putting on not just Hamilton, but a musical in general, when most of the people that go there can't freaking sing? Like, seriously. Literally, all you guys are doing is making a fool out of yourselves on stage in front of your church going audience, and then you made a fool out of yourselves in front of the entire internet. What are you gaining here? Points in heaven? So, after all of this, after all that went viral, did the Hamilton team find out about this production? Yes. Store Christian Fellowship McAllen Church in McAllen will pay the money to an LGBTQ nonprofit and destroy all videos of the show. The church that illegally performed an unlicensed production of Hamilton will pay an unspecified amount of damages to the show's creators. So, Lin-Manuel Miranda and the show's creators did end up finding the production of Scamilton and did try to sue them for performing the show illegally, and so they gave all the money that they made off the show to a nonprofit and removed all traces of the show off the internet that they had access to. But the age-old saying is, when something is on the internet, it's there forever. And so several clips from Scamilton are still scouring the internet, and a full list and a full production of the show is still available to watch on YouTube in its entirety. So if anybody wants to relive the magic that is this absolute train wreck of a show, you can watch Scamilton on YouTube. A complete and utter disaster that is a miracle happened, but it is fantastic to see fall apart. But anyway, guys, that is it for this video. What do you guys think of it? And have you guys seen Scamilton? Please let me know in the comments below. And also, what are you guys? What are you guys? What are you guys? What are you guys? What do you guys think of the video? Please let me know down in the comments below. Also, be sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and ring the bell to be notified when future videos are uploaded. But until then, I will see you later. Bye.